and there's no tanween in order to indicate that it is a definite noun. So, in today's lesson, we're going to be merging the discussions that we've done over the past few weeks into examples that incorporate all of the different states of rafa', nasb, jar, mudaf, and mudaf ilayh, as well as Mawsoof and Sifah, all in harmony. And this is when it is that Nahu begins to shine. So I know it's a little bit cozy in here. Do you guys mind if we just turn this AC a little bit down or off? You guys okay with that? Alright, so to begin, we're going to basically make simple sentences or simple phrases that are going to consistent or accordingly get more and more complex as we move forward. We're going to start with the mudaf and mudaf ilayh. And what we're going to try to say in the Arabic language is a phrase that means the man's backpack. Is that a murakkab or is that a jumla?
Murakkab.
It's a murakkab. How do you know?
It's not a complete sentence.
It's not a complete sentence. And murakkabs are phrases that are not complete sentences. So when we look at a phrase like the man's backpack, one second, let me just share the screen before I forget. Alright, so when we look at a phrase like the man's backpack, we already learned adequately what steps we need to take in order to turn this into an Arabic phrase. The steps are
Change into
an up statement, so this would now be the backpack of the man. The second step was to translate both words. So the backpack, and you know how to say that?
I can look it up for you.
It's in our word list, guys.
Is it bag or is it backpack?
They're both the same phrase. They're the same word. It's al-haqibatu. And the word for the man is al-rajulu, for the man. Step 3 would involve doing what?
Taking off the L from the mudaf.
Taking off the L from the mudaf, which indicates that the mudaf was originally definite. Good. And the fourth step would be
Turning the mudaf ilayh into the jar state.
very good. So we get haqibatu. What do I mean by definite? Definite. Yeah. Can you repeat your question?
Yeah, what do you mean exactly by definite?
When I say definite, in the Arabic language, there are words that are definite, meaning that when we refer to them, we're referring to a specific item or person.
Okay.
So in this case, although this looks like a random backpack, it's not a random backpack. How do I know it's not a random backpack? Because it belongs to the man. So if it belongs to someone specific, it must therefore be a specific bag as well. Now, how do we show that things are not definite? Normally, non-definite words have what at the end? Instead of alif lam, what do they have? Tanween. Good. This word doesn't have tanween because it's definite. And therefore, we consider this a definite word even though it doesn't have alif lam, because it originally did have alif lam. We just removed it because mudafs are not allowed to have alif lam. Make sense? So now we've got the man's backpack. The second thing I want to try to do is I want to say Zayd placed a book in the backpack. Anyone know where we would begin to try and translate this? Is this a murakkab or is this a jumla?
That's a jumla.
That's a jumla. Okay. So we just jumped from mudaf and mudaf ilayh to the discussion of a jumla, and I'll explain why that is in just a second. In order to translate this, what would I need to do?
You can make a jumla fa'liya
Good or
jumla ismiya.
good. So the sentence could start with either
Zaydun or whatever place.
the word for placed is. Anyone know what the word for placed is?
I hear it in the, but I don't think that, no.
In the?
No, that's wrong.
جعل is
Fadl. Maybe.
Wada. Wada.
That place or to put?
Yeah, well, what does put mean?
Okay, yeah.
Put in place, right? They mean the same thing.
Wada.
So, Zayd placed a book in the backpack. How are we going to translate that? Can you guys help me out?
Wada.
Let's pretend it's a jumla fa'liya like you said. So we'll say wada,
Wada. Zaydun.
Zaydun. Okay, good.
كتابا.
Is it, yeah, a book, not the book, yeah.
So I'm gonna say kitab.
Ba. Kitaba.
Why would I say kitaban?
Okay, it's indefinite.
Okay, good. It's indefinite. That's why it has
And it's in the
tanween.
nasb state.
It's in the nasb state. Why is this in the nasb state?
Because it's being put.
So it's the object. It's the maf'ul. It's what the action is happening to.
Yes.
And when an action is happening to a thing, it has to be in the nasb state. So wada zaydun kitaban, and then how do I say in the backpack?
So we're going to use a harf jar, which is fi.
Very good. So we're gonna say
Fi,
and then we're
el.
في الحقيبة.
حقيبة.
حقيبة.
No, hakibatin.
haqi.
No, hakibati.
Very good.
And since fi has become fil, so put a sukun on the on there.
There we go. So we're gonna say fil haqibati. Very good. Wada zaydun kitaban fil haqibati. We've completed a sentence that has a fi'l. What's the fi'l in this sentence?
Place. Which is wada.
Wada. What's the fa'il in this sentence?
Zaydun.
What's the maf'ul in this sentence?
The book.
Kitaban, a book. What's the harf jar in this book?
في.
Harf jar would be fi, yeah.
Fi. And then the word that's in the jar state, which we also call the majroor, is what word?
الحقيبة.
Al-hakiba.
Al-haqibati. Nice. Now, we're going to merge these two sentences. Or we're going to merge these two concepts. Which is, our third sentence is going to be, Zayd placed a book, not in the backpack, but rather in the man's backpack.
The backpack of the man.
So how are we going to do that?
They placed the book in the backpack.
So
Oh.
how are we going to say that in Arabic? We just learned how to say Zayd placed a book in the backpack. We're trying to say Zayd placed a book in the man's backpack.
So wouldn't it be in the backpack and then we just add of the man?
Yeah?
Right?
Yeah, but you have to have the steps involved. Remember the 4 steps of mudaf and mudaf ilayh? So let's try it. What do you guys think I should modify of this sentence in order to fix it?
We got the man before backpack.
Right here?
Yeah.
No, remember step 1. What was step 1?
Drop the
You gotta flip it.
Step 1.
in the backpack of the
In the backpack of the man.
What is that called? I studied French, so I already knew you're supposed to do that subconsciously, but it's like you gotta swap the,
subject predicate.
yes, right.
This is not the subject and predicate.
No, it's something else.
I have no idea. I don't know what they call it in like Western grammatical systems. But I do know they do this in languages like Spanish as well. Okay.
Really, most languages except for English.
Yeah. So, in the man's backpack, how must I modify this? I'm not going to put the man here. Because the sentence I'm going to translate is not in the man's backpack. It's going to be in the backpack of the man.
Oh, you already have most of it right
Yeah,
there.
you
just
just have to
add
add
the
a-
man.
Right here?
Yes. But then you're gonna have to follow the next step, which is taking off the L from Al Hakibati.
Oh, very good.
And you're gonna keep this state just because there's a harf behind it. Or
Very good. Then what am I gonna do here?
that one's gonna have to have the harf jar as well.
A harf
Not
jar?
harf jar,
There.
The jar stand.
Yes.
Very good. So this one's gonna be a rajuli. Very nice. Now, as you can see in this example, what we've done is now we've begun to modify the mudaf. We've modified the mudaf to where the mudaf is now in which state?
The jar state.
The jar state. Here's now where we're going to add another lesson into the discussion. We're going to change this sentence from Zayd placed a book in the man's backpack to Zayd placed a new book in the tall man's backpack.
So now we're adding a Sifah statement, right?
Now we're adding sifas. We're adding descriptions. And where are we adding the descriptions?
So it would be.
It should be probably next to the
So the
man.
description would be.
What are the two sifas or
Maybe-
descriptions that we're adding?
Tall.
It'd be
Tall and
New.
new. So new is a sifa. What's the mawsoof?
Mawsoof would be new.
Mawsoof is kitaba.
Mawsoof is kitab. It's the thing being described.
Okay.
Tall is the sifa. What's the mawsoof? Man, rajul, right? So, before we start modifying this sentence, in order to make mawsoofs and sifas a part of the equation, we have to remember that the mawsoof and sifa in English are of different order than in Arabic.
Yeah.
So in Arabic, how would we start to translate this sentence? We would say Zayd placed a
Book of new.
book new, not of, that's a
Yeah, I
mudaf.
see what you're saying, yeah.
A book new in the
Backpack of the man tall.
backpack of the man tall, because the sifa comes after the mawsoof.
Right.
Okay, here's where people get it wrong. Let me just explain. Here's where people get it wrong. I'll just write bag instead of backpack. What people will think the order of translation would be is Zayd placed a book new, that's correct, in the man tall bag.
Do you want it to be tall first?
No.
Okay.
Because most mudaf and mudaf ilayh in the Arabic language are inseparable entities. They always have to be right next to each other.
Mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
Mudaf and mudaf ilayh. So if we look at this phrase right here, in the tall man's bag, what's our mudaf and mudaf ilayh?
Man's bag.
Man's bag. But in Arabic that would be
Bag of man.
good. So in the bag of man, those two cannot be separated.
Okay. So what are we talking
And the
about?
sifa must always come afterwards.
After the noun. that's
After the
described.
mawsoof. So the order of translation would be Zayd placed a new book. Zayd placed a book new in the
Bag of man. Tall.
bag of man tall.
Right. Okay.
Do y'all understand how these rules are now intertwining?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Here's where it's going to get a little bit more interesting. Look at this. Let's try and translate it, and you'll begin to see something very interesting happening. Right now, what do we have? What's our phrase say?
Zayd.
وضع زيد
كتابا في حقيبة الرجل. What does that mean?
Zayd placed a book in the backpack of a man.
Okay, good. What are we going to add first?
The new to the
I
book.
would say new to the book.
New to the book. And I'm going to put that here.
No. I say place it right after.
Here?
Yeah,
Kitab.
after kitab.
After kitaban.
Yes.
Why is that? Because kitaban is a mawsoof.
And that's to be connected.
And in Arabic, what comes first? The mawsoof or the sifa?
Then being described.
The mawsoof. Or in English, what would the mawsoof be?
The
The adverb? Adjective. No. The mawsoof would be what's described.
Yeah, the noun that's being
The noun
described.
being described.
Very good. So the noun that's being described comes before the adjective. So let's remove the and create some space. What am I going to write here?
Jadid then.
The word for new, which is jadid.
So that's be Jadid then, because that's matched the state of Kitab.
Very nice. So would it be jadid then? We all concur and agree?
Yes.
I agree. Yours always right.
That's correct. It would be jadid then. Why? Because the mawsoof is always copied by the sifa in 4 respects.
Gender.
It copies it in its gender. Do the two genders match?
Yes.
Yes.
Do the two happen to both be singular?
Yes.
Do the two happen to be indefinite?
Yes.
And do the two happen to
Same state.
have the same state?
Yes.
Which is why they're both in the nasb state. So وضع زيد كتابا جديدا.
Fi.
We had fi right here. Let's put that right there. Fi. حقيبة الرجل means in the bag of the man. But we're trying to say in the tall man's bag.
And Tawil.
So where would I add tall?
Right after
رجل طويلا.
So I'm going to put it right here.
طويل, right?
No, I think it has to match the state. So that's the El Tawil, right?
الطويل.
Which is going to be a little bit awkward, but it just has to follow the rule. Tawili. So
Like that?
with the kasra.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. How about if I did this, guys?
Wrong.
No, because it's
The man is a man.
That's
It's masculine.
The man is
Maybe in the
man.
West we'll let that slide, but not here.
This sentence is actually correct. But you're right. It's wrong in as the answer to that English. But this sentence still makes sense.
Why?
Why does this sentence still make sense?
Because Hakimati is still is feminine.
Because this is a feminine word.
Yeah.
And what does this mean?
Backpack.
This means backpack. And if this means backpack, it's also in which state?
That's the job.
This is also in the Jarr state. This is also singular. This is also singular. This is also
But you're not
singular.
really describing the backpack.
But in this sentence, I'm describing the backpack. Good. So what would this sentence right here mean?
They don't place a new book inside the backpack of the tall man.
No.
In the
Oh, you
tall
want me to
bag.
literally translate it literally?
No.
Like I try to make it sense.
No, you said the backpack of the tall man. This
Oh,
is
the tall backpack.
Yeah, in the tall
Oh, it
backpack.
was the tall backpack.
No, because it's matching the.
Do you see how I
backpack
messed
state.
with the sentence?
Ah.
So initially, this said, in the backpack of the tall
Oh, so
man.
that totally changed the meaning.
It totally changed the meaning. Very good. By adding a ta marbuta here, instead of describing the man, now we're describing the backpack. So what this means is Zayd placed a new book in the backpack, in the tall backpack that belonged to the man, of the man.
How come that wouldn't go right after the backpack? Is it because the mudaf has the higher?
Yeah, so
standards?
like I said, when it comes to the rules of order in
Yes.
Arabic,
Yeah.
mudaf and mudaf ilayh must be together.
And then Sifa's below it?
Sifa's always after.
Priority?
Yes, sifas are always going to come after.
Sifa's
Okay.
description.
I've just explained one example of many different variants. We're going to do 10 examples of different sifas appearing in different places. Inshallah, if time permits, after it is that we do salah. Inshallah, how much time do we have till adhan?
3 minutes?
Okay, we have 3 minutes. All right, we'll proceed with one more example, inshallah, before salah. Let's look at another example. And inshallah, after salah, I'll fill you in those that came late.
I'll look it up. Is there going to be any modifications to the sentence after, or are we going to keep going?
No, we're just going to keep this one. Okay. Use of the intelligent. When I see use of the intelligent in English, what does the intelligent tell you all? So I'm describing who?
Yusuf.
So who's the Mawsoof?
Yusuf.
So how would I start this sentence? With Yusuf. Very good. So I would say,
I can't start with the.
you can say
Okay.
8.
I just got used to that. My
That's
bad.
good, that's good. So let's start with Yusuf. What state would Yusuf be in?
It would be no, I think it would be a rough house state because he ate it.
Why?
He ate the fish.
He ate the fish, mashallah. So Yusuf.
He's a fad.
Am I going to say 8 next?
No, you have to call him intelligent first.
So how do we say intelligent? Anyone know?
It's either Dhaki or Alim, right?
Okay, so let's use al-dhaki
Dhaki.
for a sec.
I like that word.
Al-dhaki. What state would this word be in?
It will also get a Nasb state.
The
No,
Nasb?
I'm sorry. Rafa state.
Okay. Are these two matching in all four things that a Mawsoof and Sifah should match in?
I think so.
Tuppy? Yeah, how so?
I think so.
Okay.
They're both masculine.
They're both masculine?
They're both singular.
They're both singular?
They're both
They're both definite. Good. He said ma'arifa, which is?
It's because Yusuf's
Ma'ruf, it's known. Yeah, definite.
And the reason is because Yusuf is already definite. So we'll say Yusufu al-dhakiyu.
Do we use commas in Arabic or no?
No.
At all?
Modern Arabic you do. Classical Arabic you don't.
Perfect.
Yusufu al-dhakiyu akala. He ate. How do we say fish? Anyone know?
Samak.
Or let's just say one. The word for one is one fish is samaka. We'd say samakatan. We'd say samakatan. Why would I say samakatan?
Because it's the one being ate, so it's the
It's indefinite. It's the maf'ul.
It's a maf'ul. Good. That's why it's in the nasab state. Why didn't I say delicious?
Because the Mawsoof comes first.
Because the Mawsoof comes first.
Yeah, you're right. Delicious comes next.
Good. So anyone know what the word for delicious is?
Zaki?
Yadida?
Levi.
Zaki.
Is that good? Correct?
No.
La.
No.
Why not?
It has to be in the same state.
Has to be in the same state. Are we good now?
Why is there?
Does it get other?
Is the lamb before? Is that a?
That's not the alif lam.
Okay.
Is that correct?
I like that one.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Would you ever add like the?
There you go. Thanks, Arif.
Oh.
You can't say Levi, then we have to say.
Oh.
There you go. Because they have to both be
The same state.
the same gender. So this has to match the gender of this. So now we got Levi the 10. And that's the end of the sentence. Okay.
Why was it Samakatan again?
As opposed to?
Okay, never mind.
It's the maf'ul. It's the maf'ul.
Maf'ul in Rafa.
No.
Nasab?
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting them confused. Nasab, Rafa is the man. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mix that.
Inshallah. We'll continue with our examples بعد الصلاة إن شاء الله.